morally, you know that's bad, and that's why you're doing it. The guilt and the shame is hurt. They chose to be there. No, I didn't. It's not my fault. Like, it's your fault. If they want to come to me and ask for help, I'm open.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Adonis Talk, where we empower your journey to success and personal growth. As always, my name is Jared, and today we have a special guest, Michael Fricker. Michael Fricker is a ambitious young man from the United States who's been in the self-development space for almost 2 years now. He's part of a podcast called BrosThinkBig that launched last year and has now started his own YouTube channel, Michael Fricker, with one goal in mind: helping young men to keep moving forward and escaping escapism. Guys, welcome Michael Fricker. Before we dive in, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what inspired you to get into self-improvement as a content creator?
Yeah, so I started self-improvement a year and a half ago. It was right after I graduated high school. I was, going out with my friends, drinking, partying, smoking weed, whatever, still going to the gym. But towards the end of my graduation, towards the end of that summer after I graduated, there's always this feeling that I had of just because all the stuff I was doing, it's just instant gratification, right? I was just on my phone a lot. There wasn't really any purpose. There wasn't really any meaning to my life. There wasn't any direction. And at the time, people started popping up like Andrew Tate, and people started popping up just self-improvement stuff started popping up on my feed. And when I used to see that stuff, when I used to binge on my phone, it kind of gave me I wanted to get better. It gave me the idea of just getting better. And the life that I was living was not leaving me fulfilled. And at this point, after the summer after I graduated, I was working a job, but I was going to community college. I never really wanted to go to college, but I had such bad anxiety. I had anxiety all my life, and I really just hit rock bottom. And that's what put me on self-improvement, is just a bundle of, I used to get intrusive thoughts at work. I used to just have so much anxiety. I'd be all tensed up. But I've been working out for 3 years, even before that, but I wasn't on self-improvement, I'd say, you know what I mean? People have a point where they're okay, I need to get better. But it was a point for me, when I started lifting, it was just I'm just gonna, because I'm skinny, I just need.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And so, yeah, I hit rock bottom. Everything just kind of fell on me, knowing that, okay, I'm going to college, but I don't want to go. Okay, I'm smoking weed all the time. I feel like a loser. I don't feel fulfilled. I wake up tired. I don't know what to do with my life. And that question would always nag me until I hit rock bottom. And then eventually I started getting better. I started, cleaning my room. I started going, taking the gym more seriously. I started getting away from smoking weed and drinking. I stopped talking to some people. I kind of just got rid of everything and kind of just focused on myself for a long time. And the beginning of self-improvement, it's literally so hard. For me, it was difficult because I lost a lot of friends, because it was just I had to make a 180. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you want me to tell the whole story and why?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And so, during the time too, let's say the making money, financially freedom, all this money, get rich quick schemes, right? Everyone wants to make money. Why? Because they want to be free. Free to do what? And that's the question that always just nagged me too. What do you want to do after you make money? What is this ultimate thing that you want to do for the rest of your life? People just be oh, I want to do whatever I want. But it's just it's so much deeper than that. It's so much more complex than just, you know what I mean? Then I can just do whatever I want. And so on self-improvement, I was doing affiliate marketing. I joined Tate's Hustles University, and I was doing copywriting, drop shipping. I tried all these things. But I would do it for 2 weeks, and I'd be nah, I'll do the next thing, right? I was hopping from business model to business model. Literally, it's a canon event, bro. Everyone fucking does.
Yeah, everybody needs to know that. Yeah, for sure.
Indeed, I even made a couple of drop shipping stores with my friend, and we just didn't go through with it. We just didn't want to spend money to make ads. We just never made the ads or anything. We made the store and everything. It was fun. Okay, we're gonna get rich. No.
That's the fun part. It's just designing the website, setting the colors, blah blah, your branding, and then when it comes to the serious stuff of actually investing your money in, you're no.
That shit did not work. And then I stumbled upon like affiliate marketing, and eventually, like in the course, Tate's course, it was called Marketing Boot Camp. I was just like, you know what? In this boot camp, I'm gonna get better. Like I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna fix up my life and stuff like that. But like going down this path of just making money, there's always something like missing too. Like what was I working towards? Okay, you're making money, but like, okay, you're wanting to make money, but why? That question I never answered to myself. And so I kept going like, okay, like I'm like, yeah, like I made a couple videos, I'm growing accounts, blah, blah, blah. I did affiliate marketing for 10 months, 10 months, and I only made $100. The ROI was not good, right? But I learned a lot from that. Like in those moments I was doing self-improvement, I was just like meditating a little bit, but I wasn't at my best, you know what I mean? Like during those 10 months, it was like me trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life still.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, yeah, like once I see the matrix, then I could figure it out. No. And so I stopped doing affiliate marketing because I realized that I'm only making money to kind of like fill the void, to kind of escape from me answering the question, what do I want to do with my life? Because like, for example, Jared, like, what do you think purpose is? Like, when you think of purpose, what do you think of?
When I think of purpose, is your meaning for what's the meaning behind your actions and why you're doing what you're doing,
Hmm.
and what's
And
driving you to do that.
yeah, like this thing called purpose, it's like, it's so complex. It's like you
Yeah,
said, it's,
it's pretty deep.
why. It's like your why, but it's also like your needs and your desires. What do you want to do? It's also, okay, your gift. What do you want to do for the world? Because purpose is selfless. It's not selfish. It's more so what you can do for the world, not what you can do for yourself. And so people are saying this. People are saying, I'm listening to Hamza, Andrew Tate. I'm listening to like Iman Gaj. Like all these people are just like, they're saying different things. It's just so, it's confusing me. And that was like the main theme of like the 10 months of affiliate marketing. It's just like so many different things are just like being fed into me. I didn't have like the discernment to be like, what's true, what's not true, what do I follow, what do I not follow? Because to be honest, I was just trying to make money, bro. Like I was just trying
Yeah,
to
it's just
not work a shitty job, bro. I was just not just trying to get out there.
escape the
And,
9 to 5.
exactly, and I fed into that heavily. And it wasn't until like I realized I was like penny pinching. Like I was just like, I need to make a sale. Like I need to make an affiliate marketing sale. And then like I don't want to like meet Ride Hamza, but it's just like this one video. It really spoke to me. It was like his full money guide. And in the
Yes, yeah,
beginning,
it was pretty long. I think it's like 2 or 3 hours.
yeah, and in the beginning of that video, like he gave off like a money mindset. It was pretty much towards like, if you're just making money, just make money. It's just like that's not the point. Like there's other ways to make money that don't include, or that, fuck, I don't know where I was going with that, but that video changed it. Literally like it changed like the way I thought about what I was doing. And it kind of hurt, like him like saying that shit like hurt to me, like this whole new perspective that he gave me, it hurt. And I was just like, oh, damn, like what do I do now? These
Yeah,
10
you're just
months,
lost
these
because
10 months that I've been
everything
doing,
you've been following
yeah, trying to
until
like
now.
prove something to like my parents, trying to, escape this job. It was just like, what do I do now? And I was left with that empty feeling again. I had to like take some time for myself to get away from that, like to get away from the money making things and understand who I was and what I wanted to do with my life. At this point, I'm still 19. I'm still 18, 19. Who the fuck thinks about this at 19, 18 years old? They tell you, oh, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, no, I want to figure that shit out now. You know
Now,
what I mean? Now.
yeah,
And dude, I'd be journaling. I'd be up all night, like just thinking. I would literally be awake at night thinking, like I need to get better, but how? Like, why? Like, what do I
yeah.
do? Bro, like, it's just that self-improvement is not fun. Sometimes it's just not fun. Sometimes it just
Yeah,
like haunts you. You know what I mean?
for
And
sure.
and dude, honestly, like it wasn't until like I found like God, like by myself too, that I found like meaning and purpose. And I didn't really understand God at first. I was a Catholic up to like third grade, but I didn't
Yeah,
really understand God. I was just doing it because I was just thrown into it.
yeah, because your parents put you into it.
Yeah, exactly. And then once I got away from that, now I live in like a suburban area. I live in a nice area, and not like super nice, but like I live in the suburbs, and like people, like my family doesn't really follow religion at all. And so like I never really thought about it, but I always knew God was like in there, but I never let him into my life. this is tying into like my purpose. I'm getting to my story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, don't worry, yeah.
And so I once I let God in my life, once like I recognize like okay, the universe, God, everything's like linked. Energy, like everything's like linked together. Because I read this like one book that like kind of fucking opened my eyes. I was just like, I wasn't on mushrooms or psychedelics, but I was just like, whoa, I was just like blown away by like what I was figuring
Yeah,
out. But I started like reading the Bible. I started knowing God more, and that kind of filled up the hole that was there. That was just like that empty hole inside of me. That was just like, what's the purpose? And when I looked towards God, I could see purpose. I could see meaning. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people be like, "Oh, God's not real," and like they would just like have their own opinions, which is fine. But like, I feel like with God, like you can like it's so much better just to believe in something. It doesn't have to be the right thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this religion. That it doesn't matter. Like knowing that there's a God and that there is hope and that there is meaning. Like you can find purpose and that you were made for a purpose is what helped me so much. Like, and then I kind of like went on this journey like after the affiliate marketing of like what do I do now? Okay, I want to do something good. Like I want to like leave an impact. Like instead of just making money behind the screen, you know what I mean? Just like being a little gremlin on the fucking computer. And I wanted to get out there. I wanted to like make an impact because it's only this is dude, this is my one life. Why wouldn't I live up to my dreams? Why wouldn't I
exactly. Yeah,
want to do everything
it's worth a shot.
possible? Exactly. And knowing that like I would have conversations with myself, with God, with just like out in nature, and I just like kind of just figured out like, okay, I want to help people. And then I was just like, I want to help people who are going through the same shit I was going through. A lot of people would say like, okay, if you want to make money, help people, help solve problems that you went through. It's like, you know what I mean? Like help your younger self or what they say. And so that kind of led me towards like, okay, I want to help people who are having trouble finding meaning and finding purpose. When I started my YouTube channel, like I always wanted to do YouTube, bro. Like I was like I'd be on YouTube all my life, like in middle school. Like I didn't really have like many friends, like you know what I mean? And I was just like a video gamer and like I'll just be by myself like on YouTube, like all the time. And so like I'd even like film myself like by myself, like making YouTube videos like when I was little. And I always wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to start it in the beginning of 2023, but I was just like, I'm not good enough. I'm not better. Nah, I'll wait till like I get a good physique. I'll wait till I do this or do that. And so like I finally stumbled upon like, why don't I do YouTube? I don't like make myself vulnerable. If I want to make an impact, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out into that field of content creation and making an impact and giving people what I've learned. And at first, dude, like when I made the YouTube channel, it was just like it was so weird because it was so like I'm filming myself. I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm like, it just seems like it was so weird because I had to make a 180 again. You know what I mean? From affiliate marketing to actually filming myself and putting myself on the internet. And now I'm vulnerable. Now people can see me. Now people can kind of, you know what I mean, pick and nitpick at me and stuff. But what I've learned from my doing YouTube, like for like, I've only been doing YouTube for 4 months, but I've been doing self improvement for a while, like I said. But what I've learned is that like the more open you are, bro, the more that you'll grow. The more vulnerable you are, the more you'll grow. The more you're able to feel and adapt, the better you are at like you'll be able to grow. You know what I mean? And so the purpose behind the YouTube channel now, what it is now, is me trying to help people who are empty, who have no hope and want to find meaning. And I think that meaning lies to number one, like being on self improvement. You know what I mean? Getting better, getting small wins, being proud of yourself. Number two, like having faith, finding God, knowing that there is hope and knowing that there is like morals and stuff. Like there's like you were created for a purpose, that you were created for a gift. And I just want people like to feel proud of themselves. I want people to wake up and want to do like have a smile on their face waking up because I wasn't like that, bro. Like, you mean I'd wake up and be like, why am I doing this shit? Like, why am I going to school? Why am I going to work? You know what I mean? And those questions would always haunt me. And it's to a point where it's just like, I want to help those people because I feel for them. Like, I understand them. You know what I mean? That's the main purpose behind the YouTube channel. And it's just like, you know, you see all those like self improvement YouTubers, like everyone's trying to be a self improvement YouTuber, especially in this niche. And, um, the way I think that I was different and that I kind of like that I gained a little bit more like the reason I think that my channel like blew up a little bit was because I was real with it and I wasn't trying to be someone I'm not. You know what I mean? A lot of like I watch a lot of these
Authenticity
exactly and people need that, dude. People need like someone to fucking sit down with them and
to feel
understand and just
related,
exactly and just
like relatable.
exactly and just listen to them. Like right now, like you are a good listener, bro. Like you just I can tell you're attentive, like you're listening and stuff like that. I feel good that you're listening to me, bro. You know what I mean? People need that. People that are
People
watching the
need that.
screen,
Yeah, absolutely.
all the Adonis talk, like people watching, like it's not just it's everyone's like behind the screen. Like people need to like understand each other. You not just be like these dopamine filled, trying to get your attention. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of that shit. Like I'm sick of like all the dopamine, all the. It's just like people are
The
just trying to
it's just in your face.
exactly,
Like
and like I just want to get away from. I want people to get away from that and find purpose, find meaning, because everyone
simplicity.
exactly. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has something that they're good at that they can give to the world. I truly believe that. So yeah, that's that's
Perfect. Your answer was perfect. It was perfect.
thank you, bro.
I'm gonna follow that with what inspired you to start the YouTube channel, because obviously you're saying, well, that was my purpose. I realized that I've got to put my word out, and YouTube is the means for that. But what actually, is there anybody that actually inspired you to do this? Someone
I
you look
think
up
a
to?
lot of like Hamza did for sure because
Yeah,
he kind of made it a point that's like if you like giving advice to people and helping someone, like that's what he does on YouTube. You know what I mean? He helps a bunch of people. He leads like a movement, and it's not just me being like I don't want to be just like Hamza. You know what I mean? People they they make self improvement channels and they think like oh it's just another copy of Hamza. You know what I mean? But it's like you're allowed to like take inspiration from people, like you know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah,
And so I definitely feel like it was like God who definitely influenced me to want to be vulnerable and to do something good for sure. And definitely, I'd say Hamza definitely helps me a lot with just being like, okay, bro, just make a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well just start documenting. You know what I mean? Because if you film every single day for, or not every single, like if you post like once a week for like a year, like imagine where you'll be. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
And
Consistency is key.
in the beginning of my videos, it was just like shaky. I wasn't really clear. You know what I mean? I was just like moving forward. And like the mantra, have you seen like the mantra on my channel, like keep moving forward? That's like the reason I have that mantra is because number one, it sounds fucking sick. Like, come on, like keep
It's
moving
pretty
forward,
cool.
bro.
Yeah, keep
And
moving forward.
it's like people when people are just so stagnant. Like the I want you to keep moving forward, even if it seems foggy, even if it seems like unbearable, even if it seems like not right. Because a lot of the times it's just how you feel, like your feelings will cloud your judgment. And so just keep every single day, at least put one step in, another step, like one step forward every single day, at least one step. You know what I mean? And the more steps you take towards finding your purpose, the
Yeah, just baby
clearer it
steps.
gets.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. The journey's gonna be bumpy, and you've just gotta keep moving forward.
Exactly. And dude, my YouTube channel, like at first it was just like reps. Like I was just getting in reps. Like I knew like no one was gonna watch that shit. Like in the beginning, I was just like putting stuff out there. I wasn't just putting stuff like it was purposeful. It was like intentional, but I knew just like I'm not expecting 1,000 views in the first couple of videos. I'm not. You know what I mean? And I just kept like putting them out there as like reps to get like practice being on camera, speaking to the camera, etc. And um and so I kept doing that and consistency compounded and one of my videos did really fucking good and people started liking the channel and so I have a nice little movement going on.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you blew up. I discovered you through the winter arc um
That was like one of
video,
my first ones that like did
which was
pretty
the
good.
first one. Yeah, that actually blew up. Yeah, because the artwork was great, and
Good.
obviously the content was good. So I was like, damn, this guy's got something. So I started following, and here we are today.
Yeah, right. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no worries, man. You mentioned last time we talked that you don't actually have a specific strategy when it comes to YouTube. You basically film what you want to talk about. Can you dive into that?
Yeah, so like I was taught like how to like do not to be a slave to the algorithm in a sense on YouTube. Um and n- like kind of towards the beginning of my YouTube channel, I was just like, I'm gonna post 3 times a week, try to get these videos out. But I realized that the videos that do good are the ones that I want to make and that the ones that I put out emotion towards and I feel towards. Like even though they were just reps, like you can tell if a rep was half-assed or not half-assed. Like if someone's just putting out a video just to put out a video, you can see right through that. At least I can. You know what I mean? Like you can tell if someone cares or not when you're watching a video. And when someone's just there to like to kind of like sell you, or they're there to like kind of just get you to follow, like they're saying certain words to get you to like watch, it's just so sickening. Like I see right through that. Like when I was in affiliate marketing, like I learned all about like pain and like running away from pain and running towards desire. Like I learned all about that shit. You know what I mean? Like the way to persuade and stuff. And so like I see it like a lot everywhere, which is a lot of it is to do good, a lot of it is to do bad though. You know what I mean? And so the when I do YouTube, it's not like I try to post as much as I can, but when I feel like a video will bring value. But my mind might change in the future. I might be like, okay, like if I post every single day, like if I actually think and try to like put value in every single video, I could probably like, you know what I mean? Like follow the algorithm. But people are like CTR, they're like, okay, retention rate. They're like, okay, what can we do to make them comment? What can we say that can make them react? And it's just, bro, come on, like, just be a human. Just be a human,
Yeah,
bro. Just
yeah.
be real.
When you just get caught up in the stats and being like completely like, oh my god, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm getting those views, and then I've got to do this, and next time I'll talk more about that, and blah blah. I mean, there's a degree of strategy when it comes to thumbnails and the titles. But you can't be you can't just be driven by numbers, and you're just gonna deplete yourself.
yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like numbers, and like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's good to make money. It's good to get views, right? But here's the thing. It's like you can't. That can't like. Those things are external, right? I've learned a lot about goal setting, and a lot of goals should not the external goals. Because like once you achieve it, what's next? What's next? Okay, you're gonna just want more, more and more and more and more. And you know what that leads to. It's like they say money is the root of all evil. Like money can be good. It can be used as a tool for good. But I believe that your goal should be more towards, okay, how can I become a better person? I want to become a better person. That's more of a real goal that people should follow. I want to be I want to help 1,000 people. Like that might have some numbers in it, but just like that's real. You know what I mean? It's just about, okay, I want it to get this many subscribers. Like I have a subscriber goal, but it's just like I'm
Yeah.
not like attached to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, you always have to have goals. You just have to learn to detach from it and go with the flow.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like it's more life is so much better when you kind of just do it for the intrinsic value, not for the extrinsic value. Or not motivation. Fuck, my bad. The intrinsic motivation, not for the
Yeah.
extrinsic motivation. So that's why it's like the algorithm. It's like, bro, like take advantage of the algorithm, use it to your advantage. Don't let it use you.
hmm Yeah, exactly. Like if you instead of spending so much time in analyzing the algorithm and the stats and the numbers and all of that, you should take that time and put it into the effort, the quality, and the message of your episodes, and the views will follow.
Yeah, it's like a lot. Like right now, what YouTube is like people are striving towards more authentic content, which I think is good. It will create better attention span. People will not like be fucked in the head. Like they're not like just seeing so many things. You know what I mean? And they can get real with a person across from a screen. You know what I mean? Instead of there being so many pop-ups, they're speaking in a way like off a script. Like I write scripts, but I'm not here speaking word for word. You know what I mean? Like I used to do that in the beginning. It's just like it didn't feel real. It didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like all of this is not like is literally just from the heart. You know what I mean? And if anyone can do that with the right intentions. Like if you feel what you say is right, then you don't need a script. You know what I mean? You can just come out and say things
Mm-hmm. Be
But
genuine and
exactly.
yeah, it just follows.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
fuck the algorithm.
Fuck it. I was actually interested in your daily routine. So I
Mm,
imagine you've got some kind of structured routine. I know it can be difficult to follow it by the letter every day. But what does it look like in your case?
um, dude, like routine,
Like,
like morning routine, daily routines. Dude, building routines are difficult, bro. Especially if you have like a sporadic schedule.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, you have work this day. Okay, then a family event comes up. Okay, and then you're doing this thing on like people have so many things in their schedule. It's like take a step back and realize like what things are actually like good for you, what things are not good for you, and etc. And it's like if obviously if like an event comes up like randomly, like a family event, like okay, like you're gonna go, right? But if you have work or people like work really like I still work a job, bro. Like I work a part-time job, and working my routines around that is what I really had to learn. And what I learned from that is that most of your stuff should be done in the morning. Like I truly believe that. Like most of your routine and things that you want to get done should be done in the morning. I used to be like a night owl. I used to stay up all night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I used to do all my affiliate marketing work at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And I had to wake up like 9 p.m. the next morning. So, give me a minute. My bad. And so, hold on. And so right now, um, my routine right now, like in the morning, is like really what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about really like what's towards the end of the day, but more towards in the beginning of the day where I can
yeah, how you
kind
start your
of
day.
exactly how you start your day. A good year is made up of good months are made up of good weeks are made up of good days are made up of good
Good
mornings.
mornings, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
if you conquer the morning, you've basically conquered the day.
Exactly. And my mornings, they mostly start by like priming my mind. So like meditation, journaling, I read the Bible.
Mhm.
Make sure you get hydrated. That's the first thing I drink.
Yes,
I'll show you
absolutely.
hydrogen water.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Hydrogen water.
as soon as I get up, I try go out in the sun and drink at least a half a liter, if not a liter of water,
Exactly. And
just
people do.
to get
People wake up
your
and
body
like they're
going.
tired. Dude, just throw some salt in your water and just, you mean, they pour some lemon in there. I have this stuff too called chlorophyll. I've been putting it
Okay,
in my water and stuff. It's good for like your blood. It's good for your white blood cells, your red blood cells, and it's good.
I'll note that down. Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. Yeah, I've been taking it for like a year. And I rarely get sick anymore. So it's not just because of this. It's just like my
Yeah, yeah, it's a compound
stacks.
effect. It's all of that. Yeah, all of that.
Things.
It adds up to you not being sick. Yeah, I rarely feel sick anymore too. With my, I've got a good diet, good sleep routine. I mean, just from there, you're fine.
Hmm. And do
So
people
okay,
like like I said before, like people like they're like a feather in the wind. And so having structure, having like okay, routines is what really helped me. Okay, this time at this day, this time at this day. It makes sense because it's just like, dude, if I didn't have a schedule, I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. You know what I mean? I need to like set a system for myself in order to like succeed, in order to get things done. So I'll tell you my morning routine right now. I wake up at between like 6 and 6:30 a.m. And first thing I do is get water, of course, drink a bunch of that. I meditate right away, and then I go into what I do. It's like it's a fuck ton of things like mixed together.
yeah,
So I journal a bunch about my goals. I write down my goals. I write down what I'm grateful for. I have like this daily bread. It's for I got it. My friend gave to me from a church. It's pretty much a passage from like about the Bible, and it explains it in real life and asks questions, and I answer it. And I write down like my daily goals for the day every single day. Like I write that shit down like on two pieces of paper, and I've been doing that for 2 months now, like consistently. And after that, I go right into like right now, I'm going right into reading because it's hard for me to read towards the end of the day because like my brain's fried. So I read right away for like 45 minutes to an hour. And then after that, I go right into scripting videos and filming videos because like just mostly people aren't at my house like in during the beginning of the day, so I kind of have the house to myself. I can like even talk without trying to even be loud in the house because I still live with my parents, and I do that. and then I eat, and then I go to the gym. You know what I mean? So it's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But people get so like people get so like caught up in morning routines, but I think it's just like it's not that deep. You know what I mean? Do your goals that you like. Do the things that you need to do every single day in order to achieve your goals in the morning. It's kind of like eat the
Like,
frog. Have you heard of
yeah,
that?
eat the frog. I was about to say that.
You got to
Eat
say
the
that
frog. Yeah.
by
No,
Brian
exactly. Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah, mine's something similar. I just wake up. I tried to waking up earlier, like 6:30, 7. I just can't because I just can't. Even because I'm a big sleeper. Like I wish I wasn't, but even with 9 hours of sleep, I just need more, man. I don't know how much you sleep, but I've got like I need like 10 hours.
That's crazy. No, 10 hours,
and
dude. Get your 10 hours, bro.
yeah, no,
It's only
exactly. And I saw it more of a curse at first. I was like, I've got only 14 hours of my day left when I could have so much more if I slept less. So I tried to dial it down and try sleeping 9, 8, 7 hours to try and decrease it naturally. Obviously, it didn't work. I ended up like a zombie. Um, but now I wake up at 8. Wake up at 8. I directly drink water and go to the gym. And it's a 15-minute walk. So, and as at 8, the sun's already out. I'm just absorbing all the sun in. Then gym an hour. Then
is
depends
it
if I do the
cold?
sauna or
Is it
not.
cold where you're at?
It's alright. It's northern England, so it's sort of is cold, but I mean it's alright. I've got a big jacket, and you just go. And even if it's a bit cold, you're just like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Nah, it's fire, bro. Dude, let me tell you like my old morning routine.
Go ahead.
So I used to wake up at like let's say 10 p.m. Right? That's not too bad, right? Wake up, I make breakfast, I open up my computer and watch Ninja play Fortnite, right? And then at this point, this was like in the beginning of my self improvement. I was just like watching streamers still, and I'd be like, okay, once I'm done my food, I'll get to work, right? And then once I was done my food, I'd like he's still in the game, like I'll just watch him like, still, and like 2 hours, 3 hours later, I'm like, oh, gotta go to the gym. I didn't get shit done. So
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because you mentioned streamers. What's your take on streamers? Because I had some respect for them when they it was around gaming or around something they're doing. Now it's just all over the place. They just do just random stupid shit for just clicks and views. Like there's absolutely no point in what they're doing. It's just seeking attention at the moment.
dude, they're just slaves to their audience.
Yeah, it's frightening. I'm not going to put any names out, but obviously we
Like
can clearly
for example,
understand
I
who we're
used to
talking
watch
about.
I used to watch streamers like play like games and stuff, and like something about it is just like you're just watching, like you know what I mean, like you're just sitting there watching them and stuff like that. I used to watch TSM Myth, you know him. So he used to like I used to be like obsessed with his live streams and just watch it all day long. And I soon realized that it's just like, dude, what am I doing? I'm watching this guy like kind of like live his life and like you know what I mean, like he's doing good in his life. I'm not, and but I'm still watching him. So I had to like take a step away from that. Like I stopped watching streamers. I stopped watching just a bunch of bullshit content. And yeah, dude, those the people that like do stuff for views, do stuff for that stuff. It's just like I have no opinions on them. Like I don't like to come to a conclusion or say something bad, but results will show in 10 years. You know what I mean? So regardless of what money they have, like what type of person are they? Are they genuinely helping people? No, they're fucking not. You know what I mean? So
Nah, absolutely, yeah. You're basically just spending your time watching and enjoying the success and achievements of others while you do just absolutely nothing of your day.
yeah, not productive, bro. And people do that to like hide away. Like they escape into these things. And my current movement, I'd say right now, is like escaping escapism.
Escape it. Yeah, I saw that in your bio.
And so what that really means is like stop trying to escape from your life into things like what social media, into binge watching YouTube, into shows, into for me it was always anime, it was always YouTube. It was I stopped playing video games a while ago, but when I was like in middle school, it was video games 24/7, like, all day long. And like I feel for those people who just want to escape, but my movement is like build a life that you don't have to escape from. Like I want people to understand like why they escape in the first place. That's what my main videos are dude, let me like what I've been learning recently is that people like don't know how to feel. They don't know how to process emotions. We were never taught how to feel. So what we do is our mind is like called anti-fragile. So it's like it doesn't want us to be weak. So regardless, if we're not getting better, that our mind will give us anxiety, it will get us depression. And we see that as like, okay, I need to like we see that and like we try to hide away from it. We keep running away from our brain trying to tell us to get better. I mean, that's why people who have anxiety, who are depressed, like look at their lifestyle. Like, are they really getting sun? Are they really, working out? Are they really getting better? You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff, like you're not actually depressed. You don't actually have anxiety. You just have a shitty lifestyle. Just live a fulfilled life. People, they escape into these temporary reliefs. And it's just like, dude, that shit is like down the road. Like you'll see like that. It was all for what? Nothing. You didn't get anywhere because you kept trying to escape and run away. Dude, I've been there so many fucking times, bro. It's like I had to really ask myself, like, dude, when are you gonna break the cycle? When are you gonna stop? Like, come on, dude. It wasn't until like my YouTube channel blew up that I started actually feeling like more purposeful. Like once my videos started doing like really good, I felt so much better. It's like when you see the results, like you want to
Yeah,
do
when you
better.
see the fruits of your work, you're just like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
you're like
go.
locked in. But dude, like I'm telling you, like I months without any results, no recognition, like not feeling proud. Like I had months like that, bro. And so it's just like keep going, keep moving forward because you will see results. You will see good things if you keep moving forward towards your journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like when you see all these depressed men, and then they just jump onto antidepressants and shit. When if you fix their diets and fix their routines and just give a man a purpose, he'll walk on broken glass with a smile. Like he'll just do the hard work because he feels purposeful and he feels like his life has meaning now. And obviously the healthy diets and the healthy routines, all that combined just makes someone happy.
Yeah. And dude, it's like if someone says they're depressed, people are to be like, oh, just stop being depressed. That's not how that works, bro. You're not helping anyone by saying that. And it's like saying that just like, oh, dude, just stop. Just stop being sad. And it's just like people are just like people try to help by saying those things. That does not help. You have to understand like why you're upset. Why? Ask yourself why. I question my fucking existence like every other day, bro. Like, and I think everyone
In
should
a healthy
question.
way?
Good, yeah, it's in a good way.
Yeah.
It used to not
Okay,
be.
okay.
It used to be like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Just making sure, man.
it's a good thing. It's like why? Like I ask myself why because I want to be intentional. I want to know why I'm doing things and not just be like, okay, why did I? Because I just put grayscale on my phone. You know, grayscale. I'll show you real quick. Like like this is Jesus on my phone, but it's like grayscale. And why did I do that? Because dude, like once I got off of grayscale and all the colors popped up in my face,
All
I'm
the
like,
color, yeah,
no wonder I'm addicted to this shit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I seen this thing on social media. It's like it really is that damn phone. Like it really is that damn phone. Like let's be for real, bro.
Like our parents weren't lying.
Exactly. And dude, my thing is too. It's just like all of this like started just because like I didn't even want to work a job. I questioned. I was like, no way, this is life. Because like people have like no hope. People are just like, okay, I have to go to school. I have to get a job. I have to go to college. Like whatever. It's just like it's so sad. It's so mundane. And like social media, it might seem social media puts out there like this life of like this like nice life and stuff, but it's just like, why don't you go experience it for yourself? Why don't you build a life that you don't want to escape from? And I understand why though. People are just hopeless. People are just so, you know what I mean, caught up in their head. And dude, like I lived most of my life in my head, bro. Like it's brutal. It's exhausting. And I want to help those people. You know what I mean?
So we've covered morning routines, well, routines in general. What inspired you to start your journey? Who inspired you? Now, I was wondering, So you've got a podcast with your friends, right? Called
Mm-hmm.
Bros Think Big, I
Bros
believe.
Think Big.
Bros Think Big. Was that also did that also encourage you to start a YouTube channel on your own, or did you already have the idea in your mind? And if you could just give us a couple of words of what the podcast is.
Yeah, so Bros Think Big was originally like I started that like I was a couple months into self-improvement, and like my one friend from school, his name is Josh. He's like my best friend. I've known him since like freshman year of high school, and we were like in the same friend group. And he was starting this podcast with because he's a brother and it's like around his age, like a year younger than him, and they know these other two brothers that are twins, and they were trying to like work on a podcast. And what happened was I was doing affiliate marketing at the time, so I knew how to edit, I knew how to make content, I knew how it like directing works. I was like their director at first, but what started working with them like every single Sunday, like even now, every single Sunday we show up for each other every single Sunday at my friend Josh's house, and they have like this like nice room like where we've like decked out the room with like this nice like elbow couch, and we film the podcast. And things with that is the reason we started that is because number one, we want to make an impact, and number two, it's just like it's fun as fuck, dude. Like showing up every Sunday with your friends and just like talking about stuff like self improvement, how do you get better, like even like laughing about like stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Every single Sunday, bro. Like I look forward to that stuff, and I encourage everyone. Like a lot of people are so lonely out there. Before I found these guys, dude, like I was like had no like connection with people. You know what I mean? Like I was just like I'm an introvert. I stay inside all day, closed up. And when I'm with these guys, like we've been like we grow. Like we've been. It's hard to explain it. Like have you read The Way of the Superior Man? There's this
David Dida,
chapter
yeah.
in the book that it's like it's like enjoy your friend's criticism or something like that.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Dude, like I'm telling you right now, the people that we were in the beginning of the podcast are totally different. And it's because every single week, bro, like no one sees it, but we would have arguments. We would have we'd be at each other's throats, but not like negatively, but out of love, out of love. And what I've grown like these are like my guys. This is like my like tribe, I'd say. You know what I mean? Like if something's wrong with me, they'll fucking call me out, bro. They'll say some shit. They're like, wait, why are you doing this? I'll be like, oh, I did not want to talk about that. You know what I mean? It's just like not on the
Yeah, they just put you on the
podcast.
spotlight, not in a bad way, but just so you can talk about it.
Exactly. It's not on the podcast though. It's like sometimes it's on the
Yeah.
podcast, but it's not on the podcast. But
No, it'd be brutal to do it on the podcast, especially if it's sensitive.
exactly.
That'd be fucking brutal.
Exactly. But like literally like that circle, that podcast, it isn't even about views. It isn't really even about like it's so easy to do. We've been doing it for over a year. It's because like we show up. It's because it's fun. Like, dude, like, we literally show up every single. Like, we love doing it, and we might not have like that many subscribers. Like, we're growing slowly. How to like, what's it like growing a podcast, bro? Like, what would you say?
It's it takes more time than normal content because, well, one, it's long form, right? And that's what I've been struggling at first, but I sort of not convinced myself because it is the truth. It's a long game. You can't
It is.
expect a podcast to blow up. I mean, I don't believe there's any podcasts, not a single one, that blew up in like under 6 months or a year. I
Yeah.
don't think that's possible. Except if you look at the kinds of like the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, because he's already famous. So he basically just took his audience across from channels to this
So
one.
it's like not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But I mean, you know, he did do the hard work to build it at first. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, obviously, yeah, it's long game. Podcast just takes time, man. It's just there's more effort. But yeah, it just takes time.
It does take time. In podcasts, it's like between the content I make versus the content podcast people make, it's so much different. You know what I mean? It's like podcasts are long form. You know what I mean? Like people have to sit there on there, and you know what I mean. So it definitely takes longer. And so with this Bros Think Big, like we love doing it, and that's why we keep doing it. You know what I mean? And they didn't really inspire me to make my YouTube channel. Like I went to them to be like, hey, like I'm thinking about doing this, blah blah. We all bounce each other, like we bounce ideas off of each other all the time. Like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? Like, oh, I'm starting to do this. Like, what do you think? Like we all like come. It's like a meeting. It's like a Sunday meeting, like every single week. And I think a lot of guys are so lonely out there. Like, find your tribe, find your people, even if it's online. Like the Adonis Talk, people don't notice, but like me and Jared, like the first call that we had was just like we were just over an hour, just talking about
And like
everything.
just opening up about everything, every aspect. Yeah.
Exactly. Like this guy is a G. This guy's a fucking G. He's a hustler,
Appreciate it,
bro.
man.
And yeah, so it didn't really inspire me to make the YouTube channel. But of course, like I went to them and I was just like, oh, I might start doing this. Like they're my number one supporters. And you know what I mean? Like I support them. I'm their number one supporter. So it's literally just a brotherhood. So that's what
Okay.
the podcast is.
That's amazing, yeah. And are they? I didn't check. Are they also on podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and stuff? Or are they
No,
solely on YouTube?
just
That's too
YouTube.
bad.
YouTube,
That's too bad.
Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
What's it like on? Do you have Spotify? Like, are you
Yeah.
on?
So I use Buzzsprout. So it's basically I upload my episodes on there, and it just shoots it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon
Cost money?
Music.
Does it cost money to post on Spotify?
So it's free if you upload under 2 hours of content per month, and it only keeps your episode 90 days. So I've got the first option, which is I think nine to $10, and it's up to 4 hours. I think 3 or 4 hours, 6 hours. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, obviously, the more you pay, the more hours you can actually upload. And I think for a podcast, it's crucial to actually be exposed to actual podcast platforms because, after all, it is a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And when I talk about my podcast, the first thing people ask me is, "Are you on Spotify? Are you on Apple Podcast?" Because you can't really listen to you can't listen to a YouTube video as a podcast. I mean, it's a pain. Like if I want to listen to a YouTube video, just the audio and put it in my pocket, I've got to close the app, then repress the YouTube video, but from my lock screen, it's just a whole. It's just awful. It just takes time, right? But when you just have the podcast app, you just press play and you just roll with it. So yeah. But obviously, I think it is harder to get more traction on podcast platforms, because they basically quantify it through number of downloads you make and not number of listens. Well, people listening to it. But I do think it is. I'd encourage them to actually try out the podcast platforms because it doesn't cost
Yeah.
much. I mean, it's what is four of you, 5 of you with you. I mean, if you split £10 or $10
Yeah, it's
by
like
5,
$2.
it's like just
It's
do it.
helping
You know
out.
what I'm saying? So and it just takes you just copy paste the same description as your YouTube video and just pop it there.
Mm.
Michael, it's been now a year. How long have you said it's been? You've been in self-improvement a year and a half, 2 years now?
Year and a half, I'd say.
What's the advice you'd give someone that wants to start getting into that journey of self-improvements and self-development?
Don't be afraid to make sacrifices. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to get rid of your old life. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, when I started my self-improvement journey, I was taking edibles every night, playing Fortnite with my friends till like 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? Which is all fun and all, but the thing is, like, I had to sacrifice that. You mean that temporary fun for something bigger, something more, like meaningful. When you go about self-improvement, it's all about validating who you were and then becoming anew. You know what I mean? Becoming a new person. It's not about what you have. It's about, like, I like this quote. It's, my value comes from who I am, not from what I do. So it's more intrinsic than, it's more inner than outer. Like, I love to do like inner work and stuff like that. And so anyone who's out there trying to start this self-improvement journey, it's really all about asking yourself questions. It's all about making sacrifice. It's all about getting rid of that old version of yourself and becoming a new person. Like, deciding that, okay, I'm going to make a change today. Why? Because I love myself and because I want to get better. People think like, oh, just love yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to be any better. Like, no, fuck that shit. Like, I love myself. Therefore, I'm going to, like, loving yourself is recognizing that you are weak and that you will get better. recognizing what places that you're lacking in and how you're going to get better. You know what I mean? People are just so soft with like, just love yourself, just accept who you are. No, you know what I
Just
mean?
the fuck up.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you can be whoever you want. You know what I mean? So people, oh, like for example, do you have this ideal version of yourself in your head?
Yeah.
We all have this person in our head. And so what things are you doing to become him? Like what is he like? What does he do? How does he act? What are his traits? And once you start to dive deep into that version of yourself, the higher version of yourself, you begin to get away from the old version and become a new. How you can how you can go from how you can grow really quickly in the beginning of your self-improvement journey is all about becoming a new person, being like, okay, I'm this, I am statements. Because when you say I am, especially when you speak it, you're making like contract with yourself. You know what I mean? You're making like a connection with yourself, like a covenant almost. You mean you don't want to break the connect, like people cheat on their diets, people cheat like on their people, like no. People, for example, they cheat on their diet, but what they don't understand is they're cheating on themselves. People cheat, like people relapse. They watch porn and they relapse. But what they don't understand is they're cheating themselves. Like it's not about the porn, it's about you cheating yourself. So it really is, bro, just love who you are, and if you love who you are, you will get better.
Yeah. Well, two things about that. One is when you said, do you have in your mind who you want to be or who you want to become? This. I don't think you can consider a quote, and I don't remember where I heard it from. But it's basically like, imagine you die, and then you go to God, and then God will show you who you could have become if you did all the good habits and
That's
became the
David
best version of
Goggins.
yourself. Perhaps. And
I think
then
he said that.
your goal is for God to show you a mirror and be like, okay, so I've become the best version I could.
This is who you could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, dude, it's
So yeah,
devastating.
exactly, yeah. And when you said you don't be scared of sacrificing your older version of yourself, I think most people are obviously scared about that, sacrificing who they are or who they were. But I think what they're most scared of is actually through that sacrifice, you're also sacrificing your old group of friends. Do you see what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
But the thing is, like, when like sacrificing people, like the people that I was friends with in high school, like I'm cool with them. You know what I mean? Like I'm still,
mhm.
if I saw them, I talk to
Yeah,
them
no,
even
yeah,
if they want to go to the gym or whatever. And but it's not like me like dropping them. In the beginning, it was like I exaggerated. I just like dropped people. I was like, I'm a lone wolf. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do this all myself. I was ignorant. You know what I mean? I was just like arrogant. I was just like wanted to do things all for myself. You know what I mean? And so what I realized is just like you don't have to drop your friends, but understand that if you spend time around people who, like, for example, drink, smoke, do all that stuff. I'm not saying they do that. I'm just saying, for example, if you hang around people who do bad habits, you're going to most likely do them yourself. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Just
You're
do what's
exposing
best.
yourself to the risk.
Yeah, because yeah, but be nice to everyone. Like, dude, like I
Yeah,
encourage.
yeah, because yeah, because obviously it's not dropping them off like literally like see ya.
Yeah,
But I do think like I can understand that you still have, but like imagine it's your best friend, right? Well, maybe he was, and he does all the bad habits, and he's not going to change, even through the act of actually, just making a distance with them, even though you can still, be friends and still talk. You're still metaphorically dropping them, well, dropping them. You see what I mean? Like,
it's not as close anymore.
yeah, exactly. And I think
That's
that's
what I
what
would
people
call
are
it.
most afraid of, is that they know that they know there's going to be a distance between their friends and them, because you just realize that you don't have the same points of interest anymore, the same values, and you don't feel right in place. I hope that made sense. Like, you just don't feel right being
Mm,
there at that table.
yeah, bro. Like you can choose who you're friends with. I mean, it's like you don't have to be close to these people. You know what I mean? But like, for example, like trying to find the right saying for it. Like when I think about it, it's like letting go of a friend. I look at it as like you're just not as close with them, and I think that's fine. You know what I mean? Because you could still see them, you could still have fun with them. You could still like, because recently, I think it was like a month or two ago, like, or it was during winter break, not winter break for colleges and stuff, but I recently saw like my high school friends and stuff like that. Like I literally went out to dinner with them. You know what I mean? So people are so like arrogant and will try to like drop their friends dramatically. But I like ever since I found God, I became more of like a loving person. I'd say like I became more of a, you know what I mean? Like loving. I've been kind. You know what I mean? And I used to be arrogant. I used to be like, oh yeah, fuck. Like I used to fucking ignore people. Like just straight up ignore. You know what I mean? And you should like, of course, like respect your time and like, but don't ignore people. Don't, you know what I mean? These people, don't be mean to people who are nice to you. You know what I mean? I'm all about becoming a nicer person, a better person. What does it mean to become better? I believe becoming better is becoming a good person. Just becoming a gooder. That's not a word, but gooder person.
Yeah.
So,
Just a better person. Yeah.
but yeah, you don't have to surround
Mhm.
yourself with anyone who brings you down. Of course not.
Yeah. And you can't force yourself. Yeah. And I think because in my very first episode on the podcast was the ultimate dilemma, hard work versus enjoyment in youth. So this dilemma where you want to go on to self-improvement and perhaps entrepreneurship, and you're stuck in these where you want to enjoy what people are saying of, you have fun, go out, drink, girls, drugs, etc. But you also want to work hard, do the good habits, work on your projects, etc. What's your take on that?
You can't have both.
So yeah, because that was the whole point of the episode I did, is that in my opinion, you can't find the balance. So you're on the same page that you can't do both.
You cannot do both.
You can't do
100%.
both, okay. Good. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like dude, like literally like even like going, like I don't really go out. Like I said, like I'm an introvert. Like I don't even go out. Like bro, like I literally just
Yeah,
I just stick to myself a lot. Which I'm
yeah.
trying to be more open. I'm trying to be more vulnerable and stuff like that since I have like a whole YouTube channel and shit, bro. But um yeah, like you can't have both. And I understood that real quick. Like in the beginning, I was just like, no, I cannot have this life. Dude, even during the summer when I used to work with I was a cook in the summer for this gym. It's like this big ass gym. And the people that I worked with are all older, like they drink, you know, what I mean, they vape and stuff like that. And it's just like I never wanted that lifestyle. I never wanted to like dude, I've been there. I've been a degenerate. Like I don't want that shit. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just like
we've been
come
there.
on. I feel like doing that stuff is you're just hiding away. You're just running away from what's real. Almost like you're just people that do this stuff are kind of like I don't know. They just like those are like the feathers in the wind almost. You know what I mean? And I feel for them, bro. Dude, I remember like waking up like from high as shit like the next morning like I'm like hungover from weed and I just and dude like I woke up and it's just like nothing felt real. Like nothing's real. Nothing felt like what am I doing with my life? Like
Yeah, you're
genuinely
just existing, just there.
yeah, and just like that's not how life is supposed to be, bro. There's no shot. That's why God made this earth. That's why God made you and me. Just so we can fucking wake up one morning and just not exist. So yeah. You can't have both, bro. Pick one or the other, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But your
yeah,
actions have consequences. So
yeah.
don't be mad at the life that you have when you're not happy. Look at the life you have is the life you chose.
Absolutely. You chose indirectly through your actions or directly.
Exactly.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
you can't be mad at you can't be mad at anyone else or the party. You can't be mad at that lifestyle when you chose it. It's your fault. That's the one thing too, bro. It's your fault. Like literally in the beginning of my self-improvement journey, I had to like sit down with myself and be like, it's all my fault.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta be accountable for your actions, otherwise you just don't move forward.
that's some other advice I'd give to someone is just take all the blame. Take the
When
blame,
you can,
bro.
yeah. Mm.
Especially because it's like you can change your life if you wanted to. And what does that look like? It's literally just implementing good lifestyle habits into your life. and over time your life will change. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
action,
It's, as you said, baby steps.
exactly.
Just
Action literally, mm, action is like the thing after the thought. So it's like you think about this life and then action comes after that. You can't just think and think. It's not about what you wanted to do. It's not about that. It's about what you did. So you can't have both, bro. Take accountability.
yeah. Honestly, it's funny because that's the episode that I wouldn't call it backlash, but where it caused the most stir with strangers or even friends, where they were like, yeah, but the way you just said there's no balance and you didn't leave any room for debate. I was like, because there's no room for debate.
It's like, dude, I still wonder like why people choose that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Because I guess they need it. Why? I don't know. I guess
think
I
it's
guess to
just,
escape, it goes back to escaping and
yeah.
facing what you are, what you want to be.
Like, who said that being happy and like suffocating yourself with instant gratification is living life? Who said that? That's the definition.
Everyone.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like it's been like it's like this main idea that everybody follows, that especially in uni or high school. It's just that it might even be pushed by parents. I don't know. I know my parents didn't push it that much, but I guess parents, as they went through that when they were younger, they just sort of see it as the norm and push it to their kids.
And
That
exactly,
might be one theory.
they look at it's like normal. Oh, dude, like, what
Yeah,
do you mean? Like, you don't drink?
exactly.
Yeah, dude, I'm 19 years old and I don't drink, bro. I'm weird.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on, bro. Stop playing
exactly.
with
Yeah.
me. Because
Nah,
like
it
in
is
America
mad.
it's 21.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I told you last time that in Belgium was 16.
It's fucked, bro.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah.
It's like living life is not about being happy. It's not about chasing happy. It's not about chasing the next dopamine hit. It's about, dude, experiencing what life has to offer. Okay, what does life have to offer you? Emotions, fulfillment, meaning, purpose. It's not just about being happy. It's about all the emotions, feeling everything, bro. Going through pain. Because, dude, pain is always going to be there. Dude, even the people that suffocate themselves. Dude, even, like I said, the people that suffocate themselves, pain is always going to be there, haunting them too. That's why they go to the next hit. So, are you going to be a painful winner, painful loser, something like that? You might as well
Yeah,
just
I
pick
see what
one,
you
bro.
mean. Yeah, no, it's only because the way they normalize alcohol and the way they normalized back then smoking cigarettes. And it's funny because the smoking cigarettes isn't considered normal anymore. Like most of people don't smoke anymore, like young people. But now with vapes, because I'm saying this because I watched I think it was the latest episode, maybe. You guys mentioned vapes on the
All about,
BrosThinkBig podcast. Yeah.
yeah. Like, dude,
Yeah.
every fucking
How
15
everyone, everyone is smoking vapes, man. It's incredible. I've never seen that. Like, it's honestly almost considered not normal if you don't vape. Like that. Honestly, you go out in the UK. I don't know how it is in the US, but everybody has their, and it's the reusable one. It's the non-reusable ones they smoke too. The
the
worst ones.
disposables.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, I like you guys said on the podcast. Like how can you actually just smoke and never just be like, what am I doing? Like just looking at it. I guess they do ask themselves that, but they just don't want to face the reality of things. And I mourn for them.
People are just AFK, bro.
They're just
You were just you were just not there.
Yeah. It's just
Because,
yeah.
dude, because let's really think about it, right? You're
NPCs.
vaping. Morally, objectively, you know that's bad. Let's be honest. And that's why you're doing it. But the reason you don't want to question yourself is because the guilt and the shame is hurt. It will hurt. You asking the question, why am I doing this? Why? You don't want to ask yourself that because it's going to hurt. And your brain,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, is trying to protect you all the time. So it will, you know what I mean, make you not want to ask yourself that question. That's why people keep escaping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously I'm not gonna go as far as saying I'm gonna hate on these people that actually vape. But I think the hate has to go towards those that actually are selling the vapes, because they know, like, I think that's the worst form of entrepreneurship, is actually people, greedy people, actually making money through through destroying their customers. Either, you know, alcohol, tobacco, vaping, or, you know,
This is very
even the
malicious, bro.
pornography. Yeah, it's in what mindset can you be to actually consciously knowing what you're doing for money when you're destroying a whole generation?
Yeah, I don't understand those people, bro. That's the devil. You know what I mean?
No, like literally, it's just yeah.
Yeah, shit's
It's,
evil,
yeah,
bro.
and honestly, when I think about it, I don't know if who to respect the least. Those that are actually addicted to the vape and they sort of have this need to vape, or those that aren't addicted but still make the choice of vaping. Do you see what I mean? Like those that are addicted, it's not really their fault. Their fault because obviously they're addicted. It's an addictive thing. But when you compare it to those that actually just smoke or vape occasionally or when they want to, like they're actually doing it not through addiction, but actually fully knowing what they're doing and through actually wanting to do it.
Yeah. Well, I would.
And I find that crazy.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like they chose to be there. They chose to be there. Like without, they may be like, no, I didn't. It's not my fault. Like, but it's your fault. Like complete. Like the reason that you're throwing up the next morning from like being hungover is your fault. You chose that. You know what I mean? So it's like I respect everyone, of course, but it's just like you keep hurting yourself. You know what I mean? Like why do you keep hurting yourself? You're killing yourself by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
but I understand how you say you respect everyone, but it is hard to respect someone that doesn't respect themselves.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Tell me your thoughts. We're also here to debate.
But it's just like respect. Like I like it's almost like love your enemies. Like when the Bible teaches, like love your enemies, respect your enemies, like love your neighbor as yourself. So I don't look down at these people. I don't want to look down at anyone. You know what I mean? I come from a place of love. I feel for these people. Cause dude, I bought a vape in fucking freshman year of high school. I understand. Like, I might not understand fully, but I understand they're hurting themselves. And it's just like, you can't respect the devil, of course, like evil and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, I don't want to be like, nah, I don't respect those people. You know what I mean? If they want help, I'm open. If they want to come to me and ask for help, I'm open.
That's why we're here, man.
Exactly. And that's
That's
why
why
we're
we're
here.
here.
So it's like the whole thing too, like you don't even think about respect, just think about how can you help these people? How can you get them to wake up?
Absolutely. We have to come from a place of love and wanting to help others.
Exactly.
Although you just destroy yourself.
People on self-improvement, bro, are so dogmatic. They're like, you gotta eat this diet, you gotta do this many push-ups, you gotta go to the gym, you gotta if you're not getting girls, bro, if you're not talking like bro, shut the fuck up. Like it's not about any of that, bro. It's not about if you do this on self-improvement, like if you don't do self-improvement, you're a fucking weirdo, you're a loser. Like, you know what I mean? Like feel for these people, understand why they're not on self-improvement, understand why they don't want to get better and help them. We are on self-improvement, therefore we should be like try to help these people too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can help ourselves, we can help other people, bro. These people cannot help themselves.
No, clearly not. That's why we're here.
Dude, like, do you ever like my thing is with like social media and like self-improvement and the internet? It's like I'm so sick of like all the like people being like dogmatic, as in like they're so opinionated. They're so like this is right, no, this is right, no, this is right, like this diet, this diet, this diet, or they're like they're just so like dogmatic with that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is optimal. This do this. This is
Do
better
this,
than
yeah.
this. It's like that's like
Yeah, because what they're doing is basically those listening just end up more lost than they were because they don't know what to listen to, what to believe. Because everyone's got their own secret recipe of how to be a better person and how to go on to self-improvement.
that
When
shit
it's
is
not that deep.
suffocating, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're basically not ending up helping those listening. And they're just making the case worse because they don't know where to go or what to do.
Exactly. People need like human interaction. People need just like to be a human. People need to like get out of this like fight or flight mode. People need to like just get out of this thing that society made, the society's box. You know, like there's a whole world, bro, and you're just stuck in this little box or little rectangle. Fuck, oval.
Yeah, well, whatever that is.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, we've got to help them, and yeah, and then there's those that just don't want the help, which I found even more sad. Is that you put out your hands to help them, and they just like get lost.
Dude,
And then,
no,
yeah,
dude. The thing is, though, those people do need help. Like they want help.
they're the one that need it the most.
Exactly.
But how would you force them? Because you can't force them. I mean, it has to come from their own will, right?
Of
You
course.
can't just be like, get the fuck up, let's go. You know, it has to come from a place of love. But like, if they're not ready to accept the help, like, what do you do for them?
So there's this one guy who commented on my YouTube channel, and this is when like, dude, like I answer 90% of my comments. I answer 90, like I reply back to 90% of them. And this one guy, like I don't get like really any hate comments, but this one guy said, "This is a cope channel, blah blah blah. Like go get a job, blah blah." And I'm just like, my bad. Hold on. I had a little burp. But when I see these people do that type of stuff and say these things, it's like you wonder, why did he just say that? Like he literally sees like my channel is actually doing like pretty good than what it used to be, and he's just like, "Oh, dude, you're just coping." And like that guy, like I answered back to him. I was like, dude, like this coping channel is doing pretty good. Like blah blah blah. Like I don't know why you said that. And it's like those people. Like they're the people who come up to like the preachings, who come up to things like shout in the back, like blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know the analogy of the crab bucket of crabs,
Where
where
they try to
you're the
bring you
crab
down.
trying, yeah, and they're just bringing you down.
Yeah, but the thing is, the crabs want to be up there too. And when this guy said this, bro, I couldn't help but just like try to feel for him and understand him. Because when people like respond with hate, I always question why. Why? What's the point? If they were a logic thinking human being and were healthy, they wouldn't hate. Genuinely, if you were healthy and you were right in the head and you had a good life, you were happy about yourself, you were proud of yourself, you wouldn't comment shit like that. So that's how I know people who comment hate stuff, they're jealous, they're envious, they're the ones who need help, bro. And so this guy commented back on my video again, and I gave him he responded with like, "Oh, this is cope channel, you're coping again," and I've responded him with a paragraph. I'm like, "Bro, like listen, like you clearly see like I'm doing good. Like I don't understand. Like I kind of confronted him with like logic. I'm like, bro, this comment says more about you than it says more about me. This isn't about me. This is about you, bro, because you're clearly coming from a place of emotion. And if you're open, bro, like you can DM me, you can talk to me. Why don't we talk about it?" He never answered. But the thing is, right, the crabs, right, I feel like I want to help them too. But all you can do, right, like you said, reach out a hand. If they bite, if they reach out, then that's fine. But if they don't, all you could do is, be proud of yourself that you kind of went out to those people, even though they're so difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's crabs where you do put out your hands and they do accept the help, and then they just stab you in the back, and you're just like, bro, I just helped you here.
That's why you gotta have an open heart, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta live with an open heart. You to accept. It's like even if someone stabs you in the back, bro, feel it, process it, and then adapt to it. The people who I read this in a book. The people who are strongest are the people who can feel, who can actually feel through things.
What book is that?
The Mountain Is You.
Okay.
Dude, really good book.
Yeah.
And dude, yeah, if we understand how to process how we feel, bro, anything's possible.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, it's the same. Like, so I had I talked about my co-host last time we called, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were still with me, we had this comment on an Instagram reel where we were talking about the testosterone, and some guy just came full of hate, like, "What are you talking about? This is shit." Blah 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 blah. And Fahim just sort of looked at me, was like, I'm gonna delete the comment. I was like, no. And I actually answered back to this comment like, I hear you, man. I feel you, but tell me what's wrong. Let me evolve. If I'm actually wrong, tell me. Tell me what I did wrong. What? Because I'm not here to give out false information, right? It's an educational podcast. I'm not gonna start teaching shit that's wrong, right? So I actually answered back like, tell me what's wrong, man. Honestly, there's no hate. Just tell me. And he actually never answered too, which was a shame. Because I would have liked to know what was wrong. But I guess there wasn't nothing wrong.
See, like, I
Just
respect
hating.
you for doing that because it's hard to do that, dude. On our podcast, the Bros Think Big, like we get a lot of hate comments, bro.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be like, bro thinks he's Joe Rogan, or like, bro thinks it's just like, and then you see a comment just like, oh, bro, like, yo, let's start a podcast. Like, people just hate for like no reason, and
Yeah,
like
you
those
just
people
gotta
are just
accept it
hurt.
and
Those
yeah.
people are just like, I feel for them.
Yeah.
I never done shit like that though. I never like commented some fucking hate comment
No.
like that before. But
Well, there's no point, honestly, for your own benefit. There's just no point at all.
there's this one person in my Discord that like my little community called the Guild, and she, well, I don't know if it was a he or she, but they came in and were like, "Oh, like my goal is to glow up so I can prove all these people wrong, so I can get revenge." I commented back to her, I'm like, I messaged her personally, or I think it was a girl because the profile pic looked like a girl, but I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, like, listen, like, I saw your message. Are you like, do you really think like getting revenge is what you're looking for? Like, are you okay? Like, do you want to talk about it?" And she came out, I forget what she responded with, but she was just like, "Oh yeah, it's not really for them." But still, like, I want people to recognize that what they say and what they do and why they do them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? People are just so reactive. You can't be reactive. You got to be proactive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that was a good topic.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you wanted to share, if it's not too personal, your relationship with God, not in
Mm,
a like personal sense, but how you found him, or how you come back around to finding him again, and yeah, what's your relationship with him? If it's
yeah.
not too deep, obviously,
Now I'm
for
gonna
you.
go deep. Now I'm gonna go deep.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
So, like I said before in the beginning, like I always knew God was there, but I never paid attention to him. He was always there in the background. You know what I mean? Like I always like felt like there was something, not God specifically, but the universe. And like I first believed in the universe. I was like, okay, the law of attraction. What you give is what you like. Every action is an equal and opposite reaction. I believe that your actions have consequences. The concept of time. These things are not just random. They're not just an accident. People think we're fucking monkeys, bro. Like you're actually brain dead. Like I'm sorry, like that, dude. No way. This is an accident. This is not an accident. God has a plan. God has a purpose. He made things on purpose. You know what I mean? When you look outside, when you look at nature, you see things and it's just like, there's no way this shit is an accident. There's no way. Look outside right now, bro. I see you're outside. I see your fucking window.
Yeah. I can look.
Is
Yeah.
that an accident?
Doesn't seem like it.
People think like, oh yeah, dude, we came from fucking like amoeba and like we fucking everything just blew up and just became. No, I don't believe that shit. God made the earth. God made humans. I believe that. And so I went on like this like spiritual journey. First, it was the universe. I was like, okay, the universe is real. If I speak to the universe will speak back. It's like speaking things into existence. I believed in that. And this one book called The Man Who Tapped the Secrets of the Universe. It's like one of those old fashioned books. It was written in like the 1900s. And it was like this 60-page book. And it talked about the universe and how to like, okay, apply the laws, apply success. And this was like 5 months into self-improvement, 6 months. I was still doing affiliate marketing. On the side, I was just trying to find God. We're trying to find truth. And I read this book and and it started talking about God. And I was just like, okay, it pointed to the universe and it pointed to God. And I was just like, okay, God. And I started to try to like understand, like, and think about like, how can I become closer to God? And what I did was I started like looking up videos, blah, blah, blah. At this point, it wasn't like it wasn't really like a serious thing, but I was just like, I didn't really understand it that much. And so right now, my relationship with God is so much, it's like, it's so much stronger, bro. And I feel like that's what fuels me. That's what kind of keeps me up. You know what I mean? Like I have had moments where he kind of went away. I felt like I couldn't feel him. And sometimes like I would do things under my own will and not under his will. And it wouldn't work out, bro. So my relationship with God right now is like he's the Father, right? I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he is the Son of God and he is God. Of course, like me, I still try to look for truth, but that's what I believe. Like I read the Bible and Jesus's teachings really like, dude, like changing, bro. My one friend, his name is Sadula. He's on the podcast and he's really spiritual, him and his brother. And they're the ones who kind of like helped me on the spiritual journey too. I would ask them questions. I would come to them and like be like, okay, like why is God doing this? Like right now, blah blah blah. I'd ask them questions about God, and dude, like that really helped me finding God too. Like if you have someone who, if you want to find God, right, you need someone who kind of understands it too, like a mentor almost, or like a spiritual buddy who kind of is like linked to it too. So, dude, I 100% believe in God. God helps me. He pretty much anything. The reason my channel is where it's at, the reason we are on this call is because of God. I believe that. The reason I had success with my YouTube, like this success with it so far, is because of God. I believe that. Because, dude, I would literally speak to him. I'd be like, God, like, you know what? I'm just gonna post. Like, you decide when I'm ready. You are the one who can give me the outcome. If the outcome's up to you, I will just be focused on the income and then you like the input. He'll be focused on the output. I'll be focused on the input. I don't care what comes out. You decide when I'm ready. You decide when you think I deserve it. I would say things to him, right? Like even journal about it and stuff. And so some things will happen, some things won't happen. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like my relationship with God. It's like I need him. Like we're all sinners, bro. And I need to like move forward with him. In order for me to move forward, I need to be with him. I truly believe that. And so that's my relationship with him. And I plan to, grow it. I still don't know that much, you know what I mean? I'm still like a beginner, I'd say. But
Yeah.
God has definitely helped me a lot on my journey.
Damn, yeah, no, everything happens for a reason. And I saw you read the Holy Bible, right?
Yeah.
Is that the Protestant version or the? Do you know?
New King James Version.
So that's that's Protestant. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm still a beginner, bro.
No, because Christianity has different branches. There's Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant, Anglican.
It's Christian Orthodox, I'm pretty sure, right?
The King James? I think it's Protestant. It's funny because quick story. I went to there's this store in the UK called Waterstones, which is I don't know if you have that in the US. So it's basically a bookstore. And I was just looking for a book, and I was like, well, I might just buy a Bible. Well, I'm at it because I've always wanted to read the Bible. And I got this very nice looking leather gold pages, and it was the King James version. I was like, okay, cool. So I brought it back home. I started reading it. I was like, okay. I wouldn't consider it weird, but like from the message I was given when I was younger, it was all the same, but not really. So I was like, is this the Catholic version of the Bible? So I had to double check, and it was the Protestant version. So all the Bibles don't really vary that much. I know that King James' version was edited by King James to fit his message to the English people. So if you compare it to the Catholic Orthodox Bible, there are some passages, quick, or even words that have been changed. I don't think I have any examples. I think it's like following, instead of saying obey God, it was follow God or something. It was small changes, but just because all of that just to say that King James wanted you to follow God and obey him, and not obey God and follow him. Anyway, it was a whole, so he basically just rewrote the Bible. The overall message doesn't change, but I do know passages were edited by King James. in the
Yeah, I
King James
know
version of the
I have
Bible.
the New King James Version, and it pretty much is
Okay.
like it's translated to make more sense in the modern language.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
words like "ye," "thy," "they," "ye," like those aren't in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the Old English and okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, yeah, yeah, because I still don't have a Bible. Just all that to say that I still don't have one. Actually, I was in London a month ago, and a random Muslim was in the streets, and he actually gifted me a free Quran, Holy
Mm.
Quran. So I actually started reading the Quran before the Bible because I was always interested by um Islam. Um, even though I'm more of a Christian believing follower.
Mm.
But I do think you've got to stay open and read what's there, right? Like, I just want to see what the Quran actually preaches and teaches
Mm.
compared to the Bible. Well, what's your take on? That can get very political, but what's your take on Islam? Do you
Um,
know? Are you interested in it at all?
Not really, to be
Not really.
honest. Um, like, dude, people like in my comments on my YouTube channel, like, bro, go to Islam. Like, bro, like Islam will save you. But the thing is, bro, my connection with God, if he wanted me to go towards the Quran, he would.
Yeah, no,
I'd
absolutely.
be,
Yeah.
if he wanted me to read the Quran, I'd be reading Quran. But I
Hmm.
don't get the feeling. I don't get that
Yeah.
from, I
Now,
don't get
honestly,
those vibes.
I'm honestly just reading the Quran from a curious standpoint.
Eventually, I might like go and like read it just for fun, you know what I mean? But the thing is, bro, like, I don't know really much about Islam, even I can't really
Yeah.
say,
Oh,
but
me neither, honestly.
I think from like what I think is just like how Jesus lived, bro, versus like how Muhammad lived. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just really different. So
Mm.
I'd rather follow Jesus
Yeah.
because
No,
he was a
same.
sinless
Absolutely.
man.
No, absolutely. No, I'm not at all questioning who I'm following or what. It's just I wanted to lay out my curiosity and actually see what all the fuss was about.
Yeah, I still don't know what the fucking fuss is
Yeah.
about, bro.
I wanted to shift towards more of the gym side of your life.
Mm.
Um, how frequently do you go to the gym? And maybe what exercises do you do? What's your routine? And do you use the sauna or not? I know I asked you that question the last call we had, but just so we can play it on the podcast.
Dude, the things with like the gym and stuff, like I've been doing it for like 3 years, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
ingrained into me. Like
Just do it
I go like,
automatically. You just get there and you just do it.
yeah, I do it like 5 to 6 days a week. Like right now, it's been like 4 to 5, just because I've been focusing more on YouTube and yeah, I just been focusing way more on like work, like reading, learning, and making videos and stuff. So gym right now is like I'm keeping it at like a bare minimum, but I'm still getting stronger and stuff like that. Like my physique's like progressing, but like slowly but surely. And right now, like my training is just like I don't know. I don't really like the gym is just like I don't really feel anything from it right now. You know, like when like you're like motivated to go to the gym, like you're excited. I just go. You know what I mean?
You just go, yeah.
But
You
I
just
want
go
to
because
like
you do.
I feel like lifting weights is just like sometimes like the bodybuilder like type of lifestyle just can get sick. You know what I mean? It can just get like boring. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually in the future, I want to like start to implement like other things. Like I started implementing stretching and walking and
Mm-hmm.
just more like movements that are just not like so stiff and like blocky and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like my health is so much better with like walking and stretching like every single day.
Have you considered calisthenics?
Yeah, I've considered it, but I never tried it yet.
Okay,
Like
that's
body
a
weight
path
stuff.
you might walk at some point or in the close
Dude,
future.
maybe. The thing is like when it comes to your body, your vessel, no way is the way. There is no specific way to do one thing or do the other. There's so many different ways. Therefore, no way is the way. Does that make sense? Sounds like I'm on like fucking LSD or some shit.
Nice, all makes sense. Yeah.
But the thing is, like with food too, food, nutrition, sleep, working out, it's like no way is the way. You know what I mean? We love to like optimize, like what's the right way? What should I do? Like you know what I mean? But when it comes to training and lifestyle, it's I want to do like more. I don't really know how to explain it, bro. I haven't really thought about much like gym stuff lately, but um, yeah, no way's the way, bro. I might implement some things in the future. But dude, like I've always been like that skinny kid, like when I was like young and stuff. And like I was so sick of it. And the one when I actually started working out, I played football. I was going to play football, so I had to like get big and like work out. And so like
Wait,
me and my
wait, just so we're clear, because I'm from the UK. American football or
like
soccer? Football,
football,
actual football.
football,
Okay, okay, okay,
n-
okay, okay,
like American football.
okay, yeah.
So I was going to play American football, right? And in order to do that, me and my one friend were like lifting every like a lot like every single day. And like me and my best friend, like I have some stuff in my garage, like some like bootleg, like you know what I mean, like we had some like weights in like a little cage and stuff. But it
Mhm.
was good. But at least started my journey there, bro. Like in my garage every single day, like my best friend, like we'd be working out every single day, like nonstop. It was actually it was pretty sick. There's like no
It's
worries
fun.
in the
It's
world.
it's fun when you start with your best friend.
Like dude, like every single day. Like I'm telling you, like we didn't miss. Like I was taking like pre-workout. We were just like, you know what I mean? And me and him were like the same build too. Like we're both like started out really
Yeah,
skinny. And yeah, yeah, dude, like but now I'm just like it's just a part of me now. I'm not really not one of my goals right now, but eventually I would definitely want to get more into it, get bigger, get stronger, faster, be more of an athlete. But not right now. Keep it at a bare minimum. That's why things like if you heard like essentialism or I think it's what's called essentialism, where you want to excel in one thing, so you minimize the bare minimum of other things. So if I want to excel on YouTube, I'm gonna work out less. I'm gonna, you know, what I mean, keep my diet at a bare minimum, but like still doing good. I'm keep everything at a bare minimum, but do more for YouTube. Or
do
as
you
an example,
do you believe that's what works for you, or do you believe that's what everybody should do? That you can't really find a balance. You've got if you really want to focus on YouTube, you should dial down the other stuff.
mm, dude, it's what works for you. I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know yet because I'm not really experienced with
Yeah.
like consistent work yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I haven't really done much experimenting with that, but you know what I mean? I'm more experienced with like setting up routines. I'm more about a balance guy. What I, I I've been more balanced than anything, I'd say.
Hmm.
Not like more essential. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Okay. Um. But yeah. No. Honestly, you got a good physique, man. Honestly,
Thank you, bro.
I'll praise you on that. You've got a good physique. For yeah, because obviously I'm way better than I was. That's what I told you last time.
That's
But
all that matters, bro.
I'm still, yeah, exactly. But I'm not where I want to be yet. But it's just hard, man. Just the fucking calories, bro. You just go fucking eating and eating, and just as I've been upping my meat intake recently. Oh, by the way, I've got to, when I mentioned I'm getting a doctor who's a carnivore pro last
Yeah,
time. I'm having the call with him I think it's in 5 days. So it should be out in 2 weeks. So that'd
sweet.
be interesting.
I'm gonna stay
Um,
tuned for that shit.
yeah.
And you should too.
Uh,
To the listener,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Whether they watch it
uh,
or listen.
yeah. And yeah, so as I've been upping my meat intake, the ratio between how much the calorie intake and the actual price of how much that costs to get that calories in my body, because obviously meat is just, when you take the ratio of calorie to the price of how much you're eating, it's just like you can't compare it to pasta. Like pasta and all that stuff is always going to be way more cost effective when it comes to calories.
Mhm.
But again, brain fog. Like I can't. It's this place where I can't afford to break my work with brain fog and just being, stuffed. But on another side, I do have to get those calories in for my physique. So I'm in this place where I'm going to prioritize my work or my physique.
Mhm.
And I want to say both, right? But I'm sort of experiencing with doing more than the other, and then the other than more than the other. So I'll see how that goes. But
Depends
it's
what your
just,
goals are
yeah,
for right now.
yeah,
Your current desire.
it's both. So that's why I've got. But I think life is just full of dilemmas, and that's what makes it fun, right? It's just you've got to figure it out by yourself and just roll with it, you know.
Exactly. These like people need to like learn how to figure it out. Like a lot of times, like I would go on YouTube to find the answer, but
Mm,
what is that answer? Have you ever asked yourself?
yeah. Now it's in both when the answer is just like a clear answer, like the answer is that, or sometimes more spiritual or less precise. People just tend to look for the answer straight away without bothering to think about it,
Hmm.
and that's scary because you just end up being dependent of the tools you use to find those answers, and you can't do anything by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like my dad when I was trying to figure out the how to spell a word, for example, instead of quickly checking it up on my phone how to spell, because the French language is always a bit complicated, he'd be like, no, let go of your phone, go get the dictionary. And he told me that the actual act of opening the dictionary, this blimping huge ass dictionaries, and actually going through the pages, taking the effort of finding by yourself what it actually is, going on through the page, looking at the definition, or even the definition of a word, and just all the act of actually opening the book, looking for yourself instead of just typing the word and finding it in a second, I think makes, I believe, the whole difference.
It does,
One,
bro.
retaining the information, and two, just basically retaining the information and the process of actually finding the information.
It's like just delayed gratification, bro.
Yeah. How much have we got? Whoa, this is going well. 150. I think we got like 130. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, bro. This is my deep work for today.
I wanted to go also towards. Do you do any fighting
Martial
sports?
arts.
Martial arts, yeah.
No, I don't.
No, is there a reason for that?
Um, it's not like a desire of mine right now.
Okay,
It's not in my
it's not in your
current.
goals.
Yeah, none of my goals. It's not
Yeah,
one of
that
my
makes
goals
sense.
right now.
Y-
Definitely in the
That makes sense.
future, I want to experience it, but not right now.
Yeah, because that's the struggle I've been having, is that I always wanted to do Muay Thai, and then now that I'm doing Muay Thai, when I've got YouTube and uni and my projects and stuff, I just can't really find the time for Muay Thai. So as you said, you've got to sort of dial what's important and not sacrifice the rest, but sort of dial it down.
Dude, the less the better, bro.
Yeah.
I stopped working. I stopped working more just so I can focus more on my goals. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
used to work 5, 6 times a week. Now I work like 3.
What are your goals, Michael? Is it primarily YouTube right now, or do you have other goals? Perhaps long or short term?
Like my
If
goals
it's
for
not
the year.
too sensitive, yeah.
Well, I have a goal board. I have like some goals for YouTube, some goals for like reading, and definitely like want to quit working on 9 to 5 this year. I'm gonna put that on YouTube because
Yeah?
I really wanna do that, bro.
You want to make it
Make
official?
enough, make enough money so I can quit working a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
definitely
how
one of
much?
the biggest goals.
Can you quantify that? How much would that be a month? How much do you want to make
1,500
before
minimum.
1,500 minimum? Yeah, okay, and that's dollars. 15,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So I think it's doable, but I know it's doable and it will be doable. Dude, like when I said I was journaling in my morning routine, I write down my goals every single morning. Every single morning. I have like 8
Every
goals.
morning,
I write them
you just
down.
write them. Yeah,
Dude,
manifestation.
Brian Tracy, you know Brian Tracy? He said, when you write down a goal, you're more likely to achieve it. Imagine if I wrote down my goals every single day for a year. Would I achieve them? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out, right? I'm already getting close, though.
For sure.
It's crazy. I'm like speaking into existence.
But then for those listening to that, you can't just expect to just write down your goals and do nothing behind it
Oh,
to
of course
actually make
not.
it happen. Obviously, right?
Your actions have
Just
consequences.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so your main goal is starting a 9 to 5. Thanks to YouTube, or do you plan on doing something else on the side?
No, just dude, make YouTube full time thing. It's not just YouTube, it's just like being like helping people full time.
Okay, so not only through advert revenue, but also
Yeah, I plan on doing like
monetizing
coaching.
your
I plan on doing coaching too. I did like a little bit of free coaching in February and stuff, talking to people one on one.
on your Discord.
Yeah, like
Or
I had like a free 30-minute call with people. Sometimes I even text
okay,
people, but like I said, like I comment back to all my comments. I try to respond in my Discord now. I have a lot of people in there, but like over almost 400. So I don't really need to be in there as much because everyone's bouncing back to each other. But there's, yeah, dude, like trust me, bro. Like, yeah, it's gonna work out for me and you. It's gonna work out,
I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you.
dude. Like
Um,
Adonis Talk and my channel, bro, are gonna be, dude, 10x, 1000x to the end of the
yeah,
year.
yeah.
And when I speak that
Make
though,
it happen.
when I say these things, right, it's not just me just being like, yeah, we're gonna achieve our goals. You know what I mean? No, like I see like you're a hustler, bro. Like I see that shit.
Yeah,
So it's like I know that you'll be successful if you're consistent and you keep hustling, bro.
appreciate it, man.
If you, that's what the thing is. Success really isn't that deep. It's just like being consistent and showing up.
Yeah.
It's really what it is.
Do you know
So,
there's this graph. It's called the "This is pointless" graph. It's basically just a line, or it should be the other way around. So it's a line, and then basically there's an arrow saying "This is pointless," and literally like a centimeter later, it just goes.
that's my
I
YouTube
don't think-
channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, literally, I look on my view count. It's literally just this. Literally just
And then
straight
it just
line. And
yeah.
so
I see, and if you said this was pointless, like a day or even a video before that happened, you would have never made that happen. And that's only
yeah,
the beginning, man. That little shoot will be nothing compared into 6-12 months.
because dude, that shoot will only like in the long term will only look like this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's crazy, bro. How things work out like that. And dude,
Yeah.
once you actually start moving forward though, with like self improvement, purpose, and everything, like things become more clear. So anyone who's on self improvement and feels hopeless, it's okay. Like it's okay to feel hopeless every once in a while, but keep moving forward regardless of how you feel. Because I felt hopeless before. I took like a week off before, just did nothing, just contemplated my existence, like watched anime all day.
I did that the week before. I just had a big. I was just like, okay, I just need to take a break.
And you come back and kill it, or what?
Yeah, and exactly, and you're just back at it, stronger than ever.
Mhm. That's like where that's where
yeah.
like balance really comes in too. It's like you take a
Yeah.
couple of days off just so you can excel 1 month ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So
And there's all these gurus online that say, like, oh, motivation is nothing, discipline. But motivation is important, right? Because without motivation, I know, obviously, I don't, discipline is like the fuel, right? And motivation is like the spark. And once you got the spark, you can move forward. And I think that without motivation, only the craziest motherfuckers can actually make it, right? And I mean, I don't think there's any human being except David Goggins that can actually do everything he's doing without motivation. I think it's like a dance. Like, you need motivation and discipline to actually move forward.
yeah, but sometimes like it's not just about discipline, bro. It's about doing what's right. It's about loving yourself.
Yeah.
It's about sometimes it's not even about you, bro. It's not about how you feel. Sometimes it's just about taking responsibility. It's about doing I always think about my future family, my kids in the future, my wife in the future. Like, dude, I take responsibility for them, even though I don't even fucking know them. Like, they're not even like alive yet.
Yeah. No, I see. Like, well, in the sense that, like, if you're lacking at some points, you're like, oh my god, I'm lacking. It can potentially harm my future wife and kids.
Imagine like your kid looking at you, be like, "Daddy, like, why didn't you make it?" Like, you know what I mean? It's like, no,
Ooh.
I'm going. Like, you know what I mean? So
that's painful. You don't want your kid to say that.
no, like, Daddy, why didn't you become this? Like, I look at like my child, like they're asking me like, why didn't I go through with my goals? Like, no, dude, there's no turning back. There's no turning back, bro. Like, I'm going to achieve everything I set out to do.
What's the time frame for that? How far away do you see this? Your kids and the wife? Like,
What? I'm like 19, probably like a decade. A little bit less than a decade.
So like end of 20s.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, the same.
I have plenty of time, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You've got you've got plenty of time.
That's the thing too. Like people should start early.
Yes, as soon as possible. But then when we say that you've got plenty of time, don't think that you've got plenty of time, so don't do it now. You do have plenty of time, but time flies. Time is passing, and you gotta act now.
Like,
and it's because
I
you've
know
got
what
plenty
I
of time
can.
that you can
I
go.
know what I can do in a month. Therefore, I know what I can do in less than 10 years. So, but I mean, you
There's this quote by Bill Gates, even though I don't like the guy, but it's a good quote. He says like most people overestimate what they can do in a month, but underestimate what they can do in 10 years.
exactly.
And
It's
it's
compounding,
true.
bro.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
dude, and let me tell you, bro, like in the last month, my channel gained like 5,500 subs in the last month. And before it was like 100 or it was like 50 subs a month. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
keep
No, I
going.
remember when. So as I said, I've been following you for like 2-3 months now, 2.5 months. Whenever that winter arc episode was a video, I keep calling YouTube videos episodes now. I've been brainwashed by fucking podcasting too much.
Bro, we're not the
And
same.
and I remember just going to your channel one day, just watching an episode, come back the next day, you're like at 1K. I'm like, damn, let's go. And then the next day you're like 2K, then 6K. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's doing it.
Dude, it was
Let's
crazy.
go.
It was crazy.
I try to leave a comment when I can.
Dude, that's God's work, bro. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that was God's work.
Amen.
Amen.
Honestly, I think that's a wrap up, man.
I'll be on again in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was actually thinking that we can just do this every 3 months, bruv. Like, or
See how
whenever
things
we
are
feel
going.
it. Yeah, I see how things evolve on each side, and we can just hop on a call again and see and watch this episode, laughing and being like, "Damn, that was us like 3 months or a year ago, 2 years ago."
Like we like tripled our sub account in like 3 months.
Yeah. So yeah, honestly, Michael, it was an honor to have you on. Glad you accepted the offer.
Thank you, bro. No, I'm glad you reached out. I can tell you have good intentions too, so I really appreciate that. I feel like I mean the reason I'm here is because you have good energy, bro.
Appreciate that. Where can we find you, man? Do you have socials?
I mean the YouTube's just Michael Fricker.
Yeah.
Just my name, and it'll probably pop up in Instagram. It's my @Fricker04. And that's, I mean, if you want to follow like, my podcast too, BrosThinkBig.
BrosThinkBig. I'll link everything in, but I'll link all those 3 links.
I appreciate it, bro.
Down below, man. So yeah, man, stay safe. And yeah, man, just take care and see you soon.
Alright, bro. Peace. Bro, like I'm in a flow state.